As the pump price of petrol continues to surge across the country, causing more uncertainty in many Nigerian households, the president of the Senate, Akpabio, on Tuesday announced that salaries of workers in the public sector will be reviewed as a way of cushioning the effect of petrol subsidy removal. Well, the Senate president made the announcement when he hosted the governor of Ekiti State, Abiodun Oyebanji, at his office in Abuja. Akpabio also stated that the country would not have survived the next few years if subsidy was still in place.
With the stoppage of the fuel subsidy, imagine, look at the cooperation of Nigerians. Even Nigerians were tired of the fuel subsidy. I'm the one telling you, they were tired of the fuel subsidy. And they are prepared, they say, yes, so long as we have fuel to buy, it doesn't matter the amount, so long as government can also think of how to bring up policies that will reduce the suffering that people are passing through. I know a lot of things are in the offing. I will not say that, but I know that even the issue of salaries and wages will have to be reviewed in order to make sure that Nigerians have a living wage. And what I mean by living wage is a wage that can feed your families and also have something left for the education of your children.
Okay, this is refreshing to hear, but I mean, I don't know how many Nigerians will agree with him at this point now with no palliative in place. We want some sort of subsidy. Well, this was as the director of media and publicity of the defunct Tinubu Shetima campaign organization, Bayo Ononuga, in a tweet, called on Nigerians to be patient with the Tinubu administration. Ononuga admitted that everyone, including those in the All Progressives Congress, are all feeling the heat arising from the petrol subsidy removal. Well, let's take his tweet. He says, "In this season of high fuel price, I want to plead with our people to exercise some patience. We are all jointly experiencing the pain. All those intemperate attacks against the new government of President Bola Tinubu should stop. Let's await the palliatives as his government has promised. Let's await the palliatives that will flow from each state as more money is channeled to them from the subsidy savings. We cannot go back to the hyper-fraudulent subsidy regime where we were spending more money on petrol than on roads, education, and health." Well, I mean, Bayo Ononuga, I don't know if it's everyone that is feeling the heat. So, I mean, he kept on begging everybody. I mean,
it's not everyone.
I don't understand.
They are not feeling the heat. They are not. It's obvious.
Wait, in the meantime, let me tell you what happened yesterday. Trekkathon was trending yesterday after a video showing more people than cars on major roads around the Ikeja area of Lagos State began circulating. I mean, look at this. Have you seen this thing happen before? I mean, this is a computer village in Ikeja. Rufai.
Please, Mr. Bayo Ononuga should not come and tell us anything. They are not feeling the heat. For what I know, lawmakers got free 70 billion. They are not feeling the heat. They should speak for themselves. So why is Mr. Bayo Ononuga begging Nigerians now? No, he should not beg Nigerians. Please, he should leave Nigerians alone. They plunged Nigerians into this. The APC plunged Nigerians into this because of their terrible planning. I asked Professor Kila a very technical question this morning. I said, do you see rigor in the thinking of government? He said, no rigor. You know what that means? That's an indictment on government. You remove subsidy, no planning. There's no rigor. Even the 8,000 you announced, when people showed you how funny your thoughts were, you have to bring it back and say you are reviewing. Till date, they've not finished reviewing. The meetings you ought to have with Labour, the meeting have been stopped. Labour is upset. Everybody is upset. Now you are saying you are begging. What are you begging? You say you are going to hit the ground running. Hit it running. What we expected President Tinubu, and I keep saying, to have done is, if you knew you were going to remove subsidy of your inauguration speech, once you won the election, you will have started planning for it. At least have a template document. If you at least had that and you put it forward, now you are saying you are meeting with stakeholders. Why didn't you finish the meeting with stakeholders before you remove subsidy? So we've given ideas ad nauseam. But Mr. Bayo Ononuga should not beg. I think Mr. Bayo Ononuga should have begged the Igbos that he said that never should they put mouth in Lagos politics again. And when he said all of those things that people kicked against him, he said he had no apologies. So why is he begging now? Nigerians have a right to ventilate. It's democracy, isn't it? Or do you want an authoritarian government? No, it's democracy. So he should not beg. He has no locus to beg. People are suffering, and we want them to give us thinking. But let me give solutions, because we still need to talk solutions and move forward. It is time for President Tinubu to bring out his ministers. Let's even have an economic planning team.
That is it.
Go back to that meeting with NLC, so you are able to bring it out. Thirdly, Senate president that is saying that Nigeria, he doesn't understand what people are going through. And he's not in the space to say they're going to increase salary. He's not government, he's not of the executive arm. So he can just talk for the sake of talking. But Nigerians are faced with all of these challenges. The meeting with Labour should continue in such a way that they should bring out a resolution as regards what will happen to minimum wage.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Senate President Godswill Akpabio, who dresses like the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, would say anything to support the president now, won't he? Akpabio also assured that the president has the best interest of Nigerians at heart with the total removal of fuel subsidy. According to him, the removal of fuel subsidy by the President Tinubu-led administration was to address corruption in the petroleum sector. He added that the removal of fuel subsidy was the beginning of fighting corruption in the system. He said Nigeria might not have survived the next few years if the subsidy was not removed. Niger News reports this was made known by Akpabio while receiving the governor of Ekiti State, Abiodun Oyebanji, and members of the National Assembly from the state on a courtesy visit. According to a statement from the media team of the Senate President, Akpabio said, Nigeria as a country would not have survived the next few years if the fuel subsidy had not been removed, adding, salaries and wages of workers will be reviewed in order to ensure that Nigerians have a living wage. Speaking further, Akpabio told the governor that the Senate is very proud of your representatives in the 10th National Assembly. He praised the commitment of the Ekiti lawmakers to the legislative arm of government. Speaking earlier, the Ekiti State Governor, Abiodun Oyebanji, commended the President of the Senate for his achievement in office in the last 1 month. He declared the total support of the people and government to the success of his tenure as the President of the 10th Senate and their readiness to partner with the legislature to move the country forward. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time.